e-learning. Hello, I am Navdeep, working as PGTIP in Cambridge International School, Dusua. The school has taken this initiative for the betterment of students. So students, today we will learn one more topic. So before we go into details, my humble request is that don't go out, stay inside and take care of your health. Students, today we will learn one more topic on series. So starting today's topic. So today we will go through selection, indexing and slicing operation in series. So these are the very basic operations that we perform. So today we will apply these operations on series data structure. Students, this is how the marks distribution for our syllabus is. So we are focusing on the two data structures, very basic elements of our unit 1, that is the data frame and series. Pandas we have already discussed. This is an open source, easy to use data structure. It contains series and data frame structures. In data frame we discussed that this is a two-dimensional labeled data structure with columns of different types. So students, this looks like a spreadsheet or a SQL table. So this is in the tabular form. We can compare it with spreadsheet or a SQL table. We can accept the data frame of many different kinds. We can accept a data frame from a one-dimensional list, one-dimensional ND array, that is n-dimensional arrays, dictionary or series, two-dimensional NumPy object, or we can create it from a structure or record n-dimensional array. We can create a data frame from a series, or finally we can create a one data frame from another data frame. So these are the different ways of creating a data frame. Then students, we are focusing now on series. Now series is a one-dimensional, keep it very important. This is a one-dimensional as compared to data frames. So series is a one-dimensional labeled array capable of holding any data type. It can have data of integer type, strings, floating point numbers, or Python objects. The axis labels are collectively referred to as index. Students, here you can see the picture depict that what is a series is. So column 1, column 2 up to column n, they basically formulate the different series. It can have data of different types. If these columns are collected together, that formulate a data frame. And on the left hand side most you see the index values. So this is what a basic Panda data structure is series. We can have a one more look at the series data structure. So here in this diagram you are seeing that this data has been taken from the nba.csv file. So in this file the names represent my one series, then team represent my second series, and then finally number consists of my third series. So this is a data that consists of three series, three different series. So students, now you might have understood the basic of series. Series is a one dimensional. You know that the name is one of the dimension of the NBA file, team is one of the dimension or column of the NBA file, and similarly number is one of the dimension of the NBA file. So one dimension represents one column. So here you have seen that how we can create series. Series basically accepts uh, two parameters. One is for data and second is for index. This is the basic syntax of the series. And then there are different types of data. We can create the series from a Python dictionary. We can create a series from a n-dimensional array, or we can create a series from the scalar value. So in our last lecture we have seen that how to create the series from these three different methods. Now students, coming on to the today's topic, that is indexing and selecting data in series. So we have focused on the number of lecture on indexing. What is indexing is? Indexing in pandas means simply selecting particular data from a series. Indexing could mean selecting all the data, some of the data from a particular column. Indexing can also be known as a subset selection. So basically with the help of indexing we select particular data. So that's why this indexing and selecting are side by side. And another important aspect is subset. So subset is nothing but a slicing. We did the slicing in list. We did the slicing in one dimensional array. Similarly we are doing the slicing in series also. So slicing means a part. So a part is we do the part of a bigger series into a smaller one. So this is also depend upon indexing only. So students, today we will cover all these three topics: indexing, selecting and slicing data in series. So moving to the Python interface. So students, moving to the Jupyter notebook. So first step is import pandas as pd. Then step number 2 is making data frame. So df is equal to, this is df is just a name of a variable, pd dot read underscore csv. So today we will use our nba file that is there in my e folder. nba.csv. Now making a series. So I name the variable as ser is equal to pd dot use now series to convert a particular column of this file into a series df, and I make use of name attribute of nba file for creating my first series. Now ser will hold that series, ser variable. Now students, what I want to do, I have created another variable data and ser dot head. So our head function will do, I will mention 10. The first 10 rows will be displayed here, and then I just display data variable. Clear? Now I just run this one. So in the beginning, as you can see, this star means that my program is running. So soon you will see the output here. So students, you can see that first 10 names from the name column are displayed here. So this is how from a data frame I have created the series by picking up one of the column from the NBA file. Clear? So NBA file you are all familiar with, we have used in number of times. So it contains 457 records. From these only 10 names are displayed here. Clear? So this is how we have just made a series from a file. So students, from this file we can also implement the concept of slicing. slicing means that now from these 10 records I just want a fraction of the records. Now how I can do this? So I just do here with data 3:6. So you already know the meaning of this one. Now you see that only 3 records are shown here, starting from the value 3, then 4, then 5, but 6 is not included here. Clear? Because by default it excludes the upper bound. So from the record number, this is with index value 3, index value 4 and 5, the records are displayed with their corresponding names. So students, we have already discussed that if I use that here my LOC operator, location operator, so what it does, it basically includes the upper bound also. So when you run this scenario, so you see the 6 is also included. So this is the difference between the location operator. So location takes the integer values, so it takes the upper bound also. So that's we have already done in data frame also. I am just revising this one. Like this, we can also work on one more function that is there with us, that is the tail function. So if you want to see the last 10 records, you just use the data here variable and run this code. You can see the collective code. This is now not slicing, this is just to display the last 10 records, that is tail means from the last side of the file. So you run this one. So tail means that here you can see from the index values, students, that I have been able to pick up the last values. Clear? And here that if you want to apply the slicing part here now. Clear? Like I give a value 447 up to and let's say 454. So you run this one. So technically we have to give the index values from 1 to 10 only. See here that if I change here to let's say 4 to 8, so it means that it will take the fourth records onwards from this only. So you run this one. So this is Chris Johnson's too. Raul Nito will be taken. So we don't have to consider these index value. We have to give the index value based on these 10 values only. So that is the important point to remember. Clear? So I can mention here, let's say if I mention here like 1 to 8 and I run this one. So this is, it gives the index value, it takes the index value from the file, but it has now only 10 records only with him. Clear? Tail means that from last of the file just 10 records. Clear? So students, here we can apply the different combination for indexing. Clear? So we can access a particular element in the file. So today we have learned how to apply the head function, how to apply the tail function, and then correspondingly we have done how to apply indexing and go for selection of the particular data elements in the series, and finally to do how to do the slicing on the like NBA file. So we can take the NBA file also, we can take the different data also. So we can create a series like this also. Data is equal to from array also, NP array. So NP array is basically my numpy. Clear? So I take here the values. Let us say start with A, then B, then C in quotes, let's say, then D, then E, and let's say finally we have in quotes F. And then I create a series clear here, and I use pd dot series object. Now I supply here the first parameter data, and then I use the index value. Index is equal to, let us say I start it from 10 for A, 11 for B, 12 for C, 13 for D, 14 for E, and 15 for F. So this is how I have created a series from an array. Now first of all, we can display this series. If I run this one, so it is saying about this, the error is about numpy students. So numpy is not defined here. So go forward and do this step, import numpy as np. Go and run this one. Now see here. So now series is complete. Now students, if I have to basically now select a particular element in the series, so accessing a element using index element. So what I can do here, so simply here I use here print in the series variables. Why, if I pass here the value, let's say 11, so you can clearly see here 11 refers to B. If I pass here, let's say 10 index value, so you know that it refers to A, and like this. So you can give any value, and you can slice this one also. Clear? So like this, and here you have seen the series type and object. So see here that we can also apply here the add function over the series also. Clear? And clear. And here let's say we apply it to a variable, let's say here data. Clear? And then we say that in data I want to see the object my first, and you can see the first 5 values, and with tail you can see the last 5 values. So like this students, you can apply different functions on a series. So we have created a series from array. So students, I think the basics of the series are clear to you. Now we switch over to the PPT, and now we will discuss a few questions on the series. So students, the first question is that minimum number of argument we require to pass in Panda series. So students, you all are familiar that what is the basic look of a series is. So here you can see that the pandas basically takes Panda series takes two parameters. One is the data, and second is the index. So these are the basic parameter a series takes. So we move to the question again. So I am repeating the question again. Minimum number of argument we require to pass in Panda series. So we say that 0, 1, 2, and 3. So now we have seen that the Panda series takes two arguments. So we move to the answer part. say the right answer is two arguments. So I have already shown you that the series object takes two parameters. Now moving forward. So the another question is series in Panda is one dimensional array, two dimensional array, three dimensional array, or none of the above. So students, we have already discussed in our lectures thoroughly that series is a one dimensional array and data frame is a two dimensional array. Clear? So when the question is on series is asked, the answer is one dimensional array, option A. And if the same question is there on the data frame in pandas is that is a two dimensional array. So I think the question is quite simple. Okay, so the answer here is one dimensional array. So discussing one more question on the series, we can analyze the data in the pandas with series, data frame, both of the above and none of the above. These are the options. So students, that in pandas we have two basic data structures, series and data frame. So we can analyze the data with the both the objects, both the data structures, series and data frame. So the option C is both of the above is the answer. So here you can see that the option C is the answer. So my humble request to student is that you carefully answer the MCQs. Don't be in a hurry. Just take your time a bit and answer properly. So last we have also already discussed this question is that which of the following input can be accepted by the data frame? Structured array, series or data frame, and last is all of the mentioned above. So the data frame basically takes all the mentioned data structures. So these are the MCQs that we are going to discuss today. So finally, students, you can refer to the resource for the lecture. But my humble request is that you keep on looking at your textbook thoroughly. And if you have any doubt, you can come to me. So at the end of the lecture, I thank you all for attending the today's session. Thank you. Thank you very much.